my arrest. And I drove around this country, like literally, I drove across the country, had RCMP follow me many times where they wouldn't pull me over and they would just take off. It seems that the police that had the license plate readers, as soon as they read the license plate, they would be gone. They would literally turn down a side street. So there was something definitely huge going on with these releases, and us not really actually needing the confirmation, because once again, it's not until they try to force an agreement where there is no longer one, right? So with and that's kind of another thing that I should bring up. This pot charge that I actually went to trial for just a few months ago, that I'm talking about now. This is a charge that is about 3 years old. I did a release in like 2012, but it was close, but it wasn't right. It was close, but it wasn't right. They took my land and everything because of it, right? It was a great big issue. But it seems that because I didn't have that deed of release in before they actually made that claim on me is why I'm thinking that when I was in trial, that the judge basically had to just basically blow through it. You kind of see what I'm getting at? Like, he would try to tell me, like, okay, you can't do that. But then when I actually said, well, I excuse me, but I'm standing up for my natural rights, and you can't force me to be a corporate citizen, and there is no agreement, right? And that I'm forced to be living in a corporate jurisdiction by the fee simple that are the guardians to my trust, right? And that just shut him down every single time. And it was like, proceed, Mr. Brewis. And I took up the whole afternoon questioning 2 RCMP, right? About how they're trained and what their beliefs are on jurisdiction, right? The judge didn't like it, and 4 attorneys stayed to watch the trial. They kept me, because my name is Brewis. I've always been the first, second, or third person up there. And since I've been actually, in the last couple of years, now they've actually made it so they won't even call me up at all until the whole courtroom's empty. They make sure they do the rest of the docket, and I'm the very last one.
Did you say you had the license plate in your name on the car or not? I was wondering how they tied it to you. You said it wasn't yours.
No.
Vehicle.
No, it wasn't mine. It wasn't my veeable.
So then how did they know you inside there then?
Because I've been, because because this person is the one that, because this is how I've been I don't even know how to explain it. This is a friend of mine. Well, because I guess I should we're not married because we got all that terminated a long time ago and everything else. So I get basically, because of all the fucked up terms and everything, it's kind of hard to explain. We're kind of like natural life partners, right? Where we're actually only have an agreement between ourselves and we're not doing none of that equity bullshit. So we're not married or anything else. They even tried to come after us like that, but they weren't able to.
I know I did that with a girlfriend of mine quite a few years ago. It was called "You're Wedded."
Wedded. This is even that makes you a common law partner, and then it adjoins you.
Oh, really? Because I found out that wedded means pledged, and matrimony is a merger of the corporate people. So, but if you're wedded, then you're pledged, and if you're pledged to someone else, no one has any business in that.
Yeah, well, see, the catch is because she's still in fee simple, and I'm been doing everything possible for the last 10 years to get out of it.
Oh, that would make sense, because you'd be wedded, you'd be pledged to a corporate person.
That's right. So I made sure that before I started doing this stuff, we got rid of that. and we just made an agreement between ourselves, right? That it's just right, and that's fine because it's not for anything but ourselves. Right? You see what I'm getting at? She's not making she's not trying. We're not making an agreement for anything that she's holding in trust for somebody else.
Right. You're
right.
Like
we made it. That's right, and that's up to her to choose what she wants to do. That's even in fee simple, you have that right, as long as you're not breaching any other laws. Right? See what I'm getting at? And it takes two to be in common law anyway, to have a common law marriage.
We talked about that, but so the license, that's how they knew it was in a Brewis somehow. So they kind of knew that, I guess.
Exactly, yeah, because she's a Brewis, yes. So, and because I haven't had a driver's license in almost 10 years, man. I haven't had any corporate ID, nothing. I haven't had a corporate job as a corporate citizen in 8 years. I do work for people.
I'm sorry. I also found out that all that stuff does expire after 10 years. It's really I have to go back and find all that stuff, but everything expires. If you don't use one of the corporate names for 10 years, it automatically drops out of the system and goes into their archives. They can still bring it up. They can still bring it up, but technically you're not in there. Registration is dead.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me. You got to remember that's the assumption. So if you don't refute it, they can. If they write into the law tomorrow that it's going to be assumed that you're not away for that long, right? Then all you have to do is refute that assumption, and now it applies again. You see what I'm getting?
I don't really quite understand. You mean if you refute it, it brings it back in?
Yes. Look at the blog on the Canadian Ownership Determination Act that I did on omnipotence. It's so blunt. The presumptions that they write into law, right? They even put the heading as a presumption, right? And they tell you what the presumption is, right? And all you have to do is refute that presumption, and now that presumption no longer applies. It's that simple.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's why I said when you refuted it, you don't go. It doesn't still apply to you. It's gone when you refute it. I thought you said it the other way around.
Yes, but the courts try. But that's the thing. She was with me at the time when they found the pot.
Yeah.
Right, and they tried to charge her with it for it too. Right, and I told them, no, that's mine. All right, not hers. I even told that right flat out to the judge. It's all mine, right? Because my whole point is they don't have subject matter jurisdiction or personal jurisdiction. So, right. It can be mine, and it won't be of any. It won't matter at all because it's not within their jurisdiction.
Right.
So, but the I forgot where I was going to go with that.
Sorry, since you forgot right now, I'll just tell you. I know someone that was in court. I don't know him personally, but I know the story. That someone was actually in court, and they in some type of a situation like this. I don't know, but they got busted with pot, and they actually said, I'd like to have my pot back, and they gave them their pot back in the courtroom. It's funny.
Yeah, if it's at trial and they fail, yeah, they have to give it back to you. Yeah. Yeah, and if it's in the courtroom, yeah, they give it to you right there on the spot because it's yours. They can't keep it any longer.
Yeah.
So, but so for the court stuff, it's always the claim is done first, right? And then there's there's the reply, and then the opposing parties file the motions to get your claim thrown out, and you file motions to stop your opponents, right? And any other rights that you have in law. Once those things are done and there's nothing else to deal with, you then make a motion for the type of trial you want, right? So if you make a claim and nobody does anything in return, you still have to do a complete affidavit, right? And file for a default judgment, but you still have to prove it all to the judge so he can say, yes, you've given me the law. I understand what you're talking about. And yes, you have that right. Here you go. So this moot court, anybody that wants to practice doing this,